welcome to the Bustin' Tail Outdoors YouTube page. On this YouTube channel, this is where we talk about anything from everyday carry, concealed carry, guns, knives, anything tactical. And later on, we're going to be shooting some duck hunting videos. So if that's something you want to follow along, hit that like and subscribe button, guys, because you're not going to want to miss out. But for right now, let's tune in and see what today's episode's all about. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back to Bustin' Tail Outdoors. I'm your host, Josh Lynn. On today's episode, we're going to do a brand new unboxing of the Canik MC9. So let's get this thing opened up and show you what's in the box. Alright, let's get her opened up. Let's show you what we got in there. Alright, first on top, there's the owner's manual. You know, big whoop. Set that over to the side and let's show you what we got. Before we get the pistol out, let's just kind of go over what they give you, because man, for what I paid for this and what they give you, it's just phenomenal. I don't really hardly see any companies giving you what they give you. There's some that's giving you some stuff, but not all what they're giving you. So let's go up here to the top. You get a little cleaning rod and this one actually has a brass bristle brush. Very nice. Most of them are plastic bristle brushes, which is, I guess those are fine too, but they give you a really good one here. They give you a little punch, and this is going to help you change out the back straps of this firearm. Over here, you got your two back straps that you can change out on this gun to help fit your gun or fit your hand a little bit better. And then if you'll see here, I know this is pretty cool. So this little gun right here is a little toolkit. As you can see that on the end, there's where the little bits go. Basically, you just slide this out, and they keep you, there's the bits in there. You get 2 extra screws for your optic plate, and you get 2 little bits. It does have some little lock washers right here to go with it if you need them. So I'm gonna just set those right there. But it's pretty cool. You get a little toolkit shaped like their gun. How awesome is that? If you look on down here, you have the gun. They give you a holster, so straight from the factory to the retailer. You buy it from there, bring it home. You can pretty much just take your ammo, load it up, and you can carry it right off the bat. Why? Because they give you a holster, and we'll kind of look at that in here in just a second. It does have 1 mag in it. This is the 12+1 and a 15+1. They give you a little speed loader. You get a little lock. You do get a pinky extension for the 12 round mag. So that's pretty awesome. They give you all this stuff to where you really don't have to purchase nothing for it except for an optic, because this one is optic ready. All right, so let's get the pistol and the holster out, and we'll go over this real quick. Before we get to talking about it, so the mag was in there. You can see that it was empty. We're clear. I'm gonna set this down right here. First, let's talk about the holster they give you. Now, this to me is a pretty nice Kydex holster. When it's in there and you put it inside the waistband, it has a little bit of, you can adjust the retention right there, which is nice. And then the rest of your retention is going to come from your belt, the tightness of your belt. I think in the earlier models, these holsters were really flimsy and they felt cheap. This one to me doesn't feel that cheap. However, the only thing that I really don't like about it are these plastic clips. I feel like maybe those could break real easy if you're not careful with them. And maybe you can find somewhere that has the metal clips to swap these out. And to me, that would make a really awesome inside the waistband holster. The only other thing that I would do to it, it would really be hard if I show you the back. If I was going to have this holster full time, I would like to try to find a way to put a foam backer on this, so it just helps with the comfortability of an inside the waistband holster. All my other ones have it, but they don't have the curvature like this one does, as you can see. So, but once again, once you buy it, you bring it home, they give you a holster so that you can start carrying it. And don't be afraid that if you don't like this one, there are dozens of manufacturers of Kydex holsters out there. Basically, you just pick your favorite brand and run with it. All right, let's go over some key features of this gun. We're going to start at the top, work our way to the bottom. It has metal sights. These are snag-free. You got a white dot on the front, blacked out rear. This thing is optic ready. You do not have a peephole right here to know. I have a few pistols that have a little peephole right there to let you know that you can see that there's one in the chamber. This one does not. You have a 3-slot Picatinny rail, front and rear slide serrations, ambi mag release or slide release. You do have a little indicator back here, since this is a pre-cocked striker fired system, that this indicator right here lets you know the trigger is ready to go. It does not mean you have one in the chamber, it just means the trigger is ready. So with ever in doubt, rack it and make sure. Moving on down, has a pretty big trigger guard for the size of this gun. It does have, however, some serration, a little bit of serration up here. I guess maybe to give you some extra grip, but who's going to hold a gun like that? I don't know. Moving down to the grip, it has some very nice texturing all the way around, and even on the pinky extension mag. Now, the one thing I wanted to show you about this, and this kind of refers back to an episode when I was talking about how to pick and choose what gun feels right to you. For me, I didn't include one thing that I look for, and that for my 3 fingers, like you see my trigger finger, just like that, my bottom 3 fingers have to fit around the gun, even if it's achieved with a pinky extension, because my Glock 42, all 3 mags that I have for it have the pinky extensions on it as well, to still allow me that nice, good grip. So that's what I like that they included, that you don't have to buy extra, because if you bought a Glock, you got to buy those extra, but they're like a couple bucks, right? So if you look right here, this is right here is kind of one of the things that I wish they would have put some texturing in right there. But all in all, it's not too bad. This gun has they said it has a 5-pound trigger. I feel like it's maybe a little less than that. So once again, show you nothing's in there. Pretty easy trigger. Let's do that again. Let me just show you, the reset is right there. So that's gonna allow for quicker follow-up shots. So let's do that one more time. Go back to the wall. Not too bad. Yeah, I'd say it's about a 5-pound trigger. So I think that's pretty good. I wish it had the 3-pound pull like my TP9 SFX competition gun is. That would be pretty wicked to have in something like this, I think, as well. Maybe, maybe not, right? All right, something that I want to go over with you. These mags are really nice. They're nice steel mags. You get a 12+1, a 15+1. I feel like that's more than enough to when you conceal carry this gun, or however you choose to do, right? But I also wanted to show you something else with it, because I brought the Canik mag out of my TP9 SFX because they're all double stacked, and guess what? This mag works in this gun as well. Yeah, so it is a little bit of an extension, and there's nothing to really fill the gap. But if you were taking this to the range and you wanted some extra mags, and you do have a full size, all Caniks are double stacked and they interchange. Now, I'm not saying you could take this 12 round and put it in full size. That ain't gonna work. But you can take any of the full sizes and put it in the smaller pistols, and they will work just fine. Something that I wanted to show you about the teardown of this gun, it's a little bit different from a Glock, but it is kind of like a Glock. So once again, nothing in the mag, clear, pull the trigger, pull back while pulling down that button. Now this slides forward. Now this thing is not going to slide all the way forward. You have to slide it back past this little piece right here, and then just lift up, but just like that, because I guess this plate with this right here will not, if you try to put it on like that, that is going to hit the back of there, and then it'll get caught right there, and it's hard to get off. and I found that out the hard way. And basically, to put it back on, you just set that right in front of the plate right there, and just pull back, ready to go. Very easy. All right, so the final thing I wanted to talk about is what you get for the money. So this model at Academy is $400. You can find it cheaper, say at Palmetto State, if you catch it on sale, and that's what I had done. I caught this on a Labor Day sale for $329, and right now to the end of October, Canik has a rebate going on any gun, well, not any gun, but most of the guns you purchase. There's a few models that's excluded from that, like the Terran Tactical and the Rival, and maybe one other model is not included in the rebate, but this one actually qualified for a $25 rebate. So this was $329 at Palmetto with a $25 rebate, making it $309 plus tax. By the time tax and shipping, it still put me somewhere around the $360 range. So still cheaper than going to Academy and buying it for $400 plus tax. So I did get to save a little bit of money on this. But ordering from Palmetto for my first time, this did take 2 weeks to get in, and probably because it was Labor Day, and they probably had a bunch of people that got in on all the sales they had going on. So just kind of be aware of that. If you do order something from Palmetto, if you order it one weekend, don't be expected to kind of go out and shoot it the next weekend. And if you do get that, awesome. I'm not saying it was a bad experience for me, but it was kind of a little bit of a bummer. But just take a look at what they give you again. Once again, most guns, they give you a little cleaning rod and a few back straps. Some don't. Some companies give you a crappy speed loader, which is, I don't know if I'll ever use this because I have one that I like using myself. I like the fact of the toolkit. I really love the fact they actually give you a pretty decent holster. Now, from my understanding, and I didn't mention this earlier, I think when they used to make their own, but I think they outsourced this to somebody else to make the holsters for them, to make them a little bit better. If I'm wrong, y'all let me know in the comments. I think that's kind of what I had learned about this one, about the newer ones. But still, the holster is good enough to carry right out of the box. And as you can see, everything is in this box. Very nice, pre-cut foam. I've actually started to see this a little bit more often now, with guns having, a really, if you just look at it, kind of a really nice plastic case, pre-cut out foam for everything. So that is just pretty nice. As far as the price point goes, you're going to get the most bang for your buck with something like this, because to my knowledge, and once again, let me know in the comment section, nobody out there is giving you a holster with the gun. Is it the best? No. If you like other brands, once again, pick what you like and go for it. So what an awesome deal. What an awesome gun. The next range day that I'm going to have is probably going to be this weekend. I haven't shot this gun yet, and we're going to shoot it for the first time on the channel on the next range day. I actually have a few other pistols I'm bringing out that I've got in between that we're going to be shooting for the first time. And I got something new this past weekend that's pretty cool that you're going to want to stay tuned for range day, the next range day, because this is a pretty awesome PCC. I'll say that much for you. Thank you all for watching today's episode. I hope you really enjoyed it. It's not going to be too much longer. We're going to be kind of switching gears and start to film some duck hunting videos. I can't wait to start that for this channel, because that is like my true passion as well as guns. So if you like this style content and it really gets you fired up, y'all hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps with the algorithm on getting the channel out there. I can't wait to see what the future holds for this channel and getting y'all some awesome footage of all kinds of different things. I would like to say thank you once again. Until next time, watch your six, work hard, train safe, bust and tail outdoors.